Merry meet and welcome to Lux Dragon Queen Magic. I am Taylor, and this is our Yule / Full Moon in Gemini pick a card reading. So today we're going to be looking at the situation that you're currently in, advice from the moon, as well as taking a look at who you are in the story, and some mindful messages, positive affirmation, and even some acts of kindness to help bring in the new year. So with that, go ahead and pause this video, and I will see you at the timestamps below. Thank you for being here, and as always, please like, subscribe, and comment anything that you would like to see in the future. I definitely like to hear from you guys, and I hope to see our channel grow. Thank you again, and see you soon. Welcome, pile one. Let's go ahead and get started with asking our moon what is going to be your current situation that you're in and some advice for it. So to start us off, we do have the end of a tough cycle approaches, a full moon in Capricorn. So right off the bat, I am seeing some good news. You have probably been really stressed out and struggling. I'm hearing, this might be for only a few people, but I'm hearing that there's been some financial struggles, especially this holiday season, maybe more severe than before. Could also be due to the pandemic and how it is going. So I sincerely am seeing that that is coming to an end. There is probably going to be a gift at the end of the year from the universe to you. So something just unexpected and wonderful, I'm seeing is going to be coming. And then we do still have some advice though from the moon. So we have be bold, make the first move, cardinal moon. So with this, I'm hearing that you have been strategizing your life. You have been working to you've been feeling your stress, you've been working hard to remove these burdens from your life, and there is a chance that is coming up that you're going to think you are not worthy of, or that that doesn't really seem like something that you would get or win is what I'm hearing. So, or beat out. So it could also be like kind of an interview that you're like, oh, I don't think I'm the most qualified. And I'm hearing from spirit, like, who cares? Just go ahead and go for it. You also never know what that opportunity may lead to. For instance, I've gone to an interview that I did not get, but because they had my resume, they called me for a more well-suited position for me later on, just a couple months down the road. So that's just one example. There are thousands more, but ultimately what I'm hearing from spirit is any struggles that you have been working very hard for, you're going to get this chance come up, and you're encouraged to take that first move. Feel confident in who you are and what you've achieved. Okay, great. And now let's just go ahead and take a look at who you are in this story. So we have Eight of Swords. See? So yeah, do not let your fear hold yourself back. And then this is the Tarot of the Divine. So with this, they are based off the fairy tale. This is Donkeyskin, if you would like to look it up. I have read this one. It is a little bit of a sadder tale, just to warn you. But the Eight of Swords, sometimes our fear holds us back and makes us sad. So with this, we see she looks very she's thinking very hard in this situation and really wondering and not moving. So if we notice that she's crouched in a fetal position, staying hidden. And what spirit is saying is that you are going to be able to be bold and make the first move. So do not let fear hold yourself back. So really great message for that. We can put this here. Great. I am feeling so encouraged for you. So here's next just a mindful message to bring in your new year and all of these great blessings. I am tongue-tied today. All these great blessings. So, unlimited. I create my reality with the thoughts I think and the things I focus on. I am unlimited in my ability to create a beautiful life full of good and love. So, with this, it is going along with your theme, right? Like, believe in the impossible. Believe that you are worth more. Believe that you can achieve more, because you can. Don't let your mind hold you back. If you really think about it, if you think about what's holding you back, most of the time it's the voice inside your head. A lot of the time it's, hey, I could just go do this thing, and then you could be great at it, and who knows what could happen. So unlimited. You are unlimited. And then we have our positive affirmation. So be in the business of being caring. So right there, I'm hearing care for yourself and care for others. So in order to care for others, you have to have yourself fully cared for. And I'm really hearing that you've been making sure that you have been supporting others and you've been doing a great job of this. So this is encouragement that you are doing great being yourself, but still take care of yourself. And then lastly, just for this season, well, really, I think this is good for any time, but I have Tissuebox of acts of kindness. And so we have for you, compliment someone's intelligence, humor, or other internal beauty. And if that doesn't just fit into the beautiful light that you are, I don't know what else will. So pile one, I feel like we kind of just shot that out, but I am just seeing that you are just ready for your blessing to come in, and it is. So be on the lookout and don't be afraid to take that first step, and don't be afraid to try something new. Okay? With that, thank you so much for being here. Again, please feel free to like and subscribe and support our growing channel. Any comments below, I'm definitely willing to hear any suggestions for videos moving forward, and I hope you're enjoying your Yuletide seasons as well as this full moon in Gemini. Thank you for being here, and also happy holidays in case you do celebrate something other than Yule. All right, that's just your awkward last message from me. Thanks. Bye. All right, welcome pile 2. Let's go ahead and get started with the situation surrounding you currently. So we have believe in the impossible, blue moon. So right off the bat, I am hearing that maybe you've been down on your luck a little bit or just thinking it. So, well, actually, let me rephrase that. I feel like you maybe have not been hearing enough outside support, and so it's been making you internally feel a little bit distant to what you're really capable of. And this is spirit coming in saying, hey, you are amazing in every way, and just believe in the impossible. It's very straightforward. So here we actually have some advice as well. And so we have your commitment is being tested, first quarter moon. Wow. So it does sound like maybe you're having an interesting relationship right now that is, this could be your relationship in general. So this could be an actual relationship that you have in the 3D world, or this could be a relationship that you have within the 5D world with spirit. And this is asking you to have faith as well as to continue working forward on the path that you've already set. So if this is about a relationship in your life and you've been examining it and there hasn't really been very supportive or caring conversation, then maybe this is time to introduce that and introduce the thought that something could change. Like maybe I'm hearing, maybe you've been thinking like, and this may not be for everyone, I have been thinking about like couples counseling, but they'd never want to do that. Like maybe they would, maybe they also are like, I understand that could really support our communication and therefore our relationship. So, and then within spirituality, you could be having a lot of messages come through on the 5D and not really seeing it in the 3D world, and that really can test your faith. So this is a spirit and our moon messages coming in, just letting you know that what you're not seeing in the 3D is still happening in the 5D, and that things are moving forward, and even if things don't happen by the end of this year. That is an important note. So let's go ahead and take a look at who you are in this message. So we have the Four of Wands. Very exciting. I actually haven't pulled this card from this deck before, so they're all associated with fairy tales. So let me go ahead and set this down and take a look at what that fairy tale is. Okay. Oh, I apologize if I mispronounce this. This is an Indian, Sanskrit epic poem for Mohini and Aravan. And so with this, I definitely encourage you to go ahead and look up that story. I will put them in the comments below for the spelling for any, especially in case I mispronounce that terribly. But so the Four of Wands, this is really coming forward as the twin flame card and a romantic partnership. So yeah, your commitment is being tested, but this is a foundational card of love and passion. And the fact that this is who you are in the story is really telling me that, one, you are loved. Two, that the situation that you're in is not meant to break apart. Yeah, I'm just hearing that this is really just a lot of encouragement from spirit to continue to push forward, and that this is just a moment in time, literally. Like, I'm hearing the wheel is continuing to turn. Okay, so let's go ahead and put that down, and let's go ahead and take a look at our mindful message then. And so, dance it out. I can move emotions through my body by dancing. Whenever I start to feel built up energy or crankiness, I will play some music and move intuitively. I don't have to look a certain way, simply move and feel as the stress or heaviness begins to ease out of my body. I love this, especially for this right now. Oh, if this is about a partner in the current 3D or a relationship that you're in, like any relationship, you can dance with anyone. You should dance with them. Just go ahead and dance it out. Maybe taking like a dancing class together would be really nice. And there's a lot of research that supports dancing as communication and using body language to bring a couple back together. So definitely look into that. And even if it's just for yourself or if it's within the 5D, go ahead, put on some music. It's that time of year. Everyone's blasting something. And just move your feet in any direction you want, or your arms. One something that it always makes me start giggling, and it's also a good stretch, is if you just spin or like circle all of your joints. So you do your wrist, you try to make circles with your elbows, and eventually it looks like you're doing some kind of weird dance and you're just having fun. So with that, again, this is just spirit coming in, encouraging you to bring to work through the emotions that you're feeling, essentially, and just believe that this is a moment in time and that things will move forward. And so here we have your positive affirmation. When you practice, you will see results. So, yeah, your commitment is being tested. Sounds like maybe you were, maybe there's an assignment or a goal that you really want to see achieved, but you haven't really been putting as much effort into it. Or maybe you have, and this is just the affirmation you need to be like, you're right, I will see the results. This is just the time that I'm using to practice. Okay. And then I also like, especially for this season, to have an act of kindness. So ask someone how their day is and really listen. This really leans towards for being someone in your life who maybe your commitment to each other have been struggling. Anyways, I just love how things work out like this, guys. So yeah, ask someone how their day is and really listen. A lot of times when we're talking to people, we'll just be like, oh, how are you? How was your day? And then they just say good or fine. And that's it, because they're like, oh, they probably aren't really there. But like, well, what'd you do today? Like, how'd that make you feel? Like, just really be there to be like, no, let's de-stress right now together. And it can happen any time of day. So with that pile too, I just want to encourage you so much and remind you again that you are a loving light being, and that you are the Four of Wands. This is the most positive card surrounding love and commitment that you can get, because it is always a very positive, that's subjective, but this is just a very positive card. It talks about foundations, which like it talks about marriage. And so maybe you're engaged and like planning this wedding has been like very stressful, and this is just a moment in time. You're going to get to the wedding. You're going to get to a point where all of this will be in the past, and then you're going to have your happy relationship. So just keep that in mind. When you practice, you will see results, and dance it out. And so thank you again for being here. Please like and subscribe and comment below. And I hope you're enjoying this fabulous season. And all right, welcome pile 3. Let's go ahead and get started and seeing what your current situation is about. So we have meditate and contemplate, new moon in Pisces. So I'm hearing that this is just a great time for you to pause and really plan for your future. So I know this probably is very general, coming from the fact that depending on when you're saying this is around the end of the year. And so it's normally a very meditative time to look forward and see, well, what goals do I want to achieve in the new year? But this is really spirit coming in, stating, I'm hearing that maybe you don't normally take time to do that, to really pause. And there's two kinds of people. So there's the kind of person who's like, I know what my goals are, I don't need to stop and think about it. No, you still need to stop and think about it. You never know when you need to reassess. And sometimes it's good to stop and realize just how far you've come and celebrate those successes, as well as how much do you still want to move forward, and or is there now a different path that you want to forge ahead. So it's just always good to kind of come back, pause, and stop. And especially if you have your faith, then this is just a good moment to bring in and check in and align to your higher self and your truest path. And then the other side of it is for people who are like, oh, I just really don't know what I want to do, and I don't really have any goals moving forward. I'm just not that kind of person. This is here saying, like, lean into the faith side of it more and check in and ask from your higher self more, what does your path look like? And consider, what does that sound like a future that you would want? Like, it's always a conversation. Even if your higher self knows better, it's still a conversation, because we're still here in our perfectly imperfect selves. So with that, let's revise from the moon. So we have, don't let your past hold you back, South Node. So, okay, I'm hearing there is something new that you've been probably already thinking about wanting to try, and you haven't really been doing it, because I'm hearing someone in your past probably said, you're not good enough to do that, or maybe you've known someone who was better than you, so why should you try? And so this is coming forward. This is, oh, another one is maybe you're in a new place, and you're you you can essentially change your identity, or maybe there are certain parts of yourself that have shed away and you're not used to not having, like certain labels attached to you. And so this is spirit coming in saying, like, kind of settle into that a little bit more, explore what you're comfortable with, what you do want, and really expand into the being that you want to be. And so with that, who are you in this story? Oh my goodness. Okay, so we have 8 of Cups. So definitely you were probably reaching the end of a project, and Spirit is asking you to really think about the fact of, like, what's next? How are you moving forward? Like, you've done it. You've made this accomplishment. Also, congratulations on whatever you have achieved, even if it's just waking up today. And with that, let me go ahead and pull up, because each of these cards actually is associated with a fairy tale. And so let me pull the fairy tale for this. Oh, well. So this is, and you can take this however your faith is, but the story for this is of Moses. And so very interesting to have Moses as the 8 of Cups. With that, definitely go ahead and you can look up any version of the story and do your own research for further messages. That's part of the reason why we're doing these cards for you. But essentially what I'm hearing is that, especially with the past card, is that sometimes you have to leave your past, even if you will be coming back to it. So maybe right now you are considering leaving home and you've never done that before. I know that's not necessarily a story of Moses. Stick with me. Anyway, so you're thinking about leaving home, and that's rather scary, and you're like, why would I do that? Maybe I should just stay here instead. But then you kind of feel like something in you wouldn't be fully fulfilled, and that you might be missing out on something greater that you're meant for. And so this is spirit coming in saying, yeah, go out. You need to go out into the world so that you can experience it. Chances are you're going to come back, though. And maybe just keep that in mind. It's just because you leave doesn't mean that you can't come back. Okay. And here is our mindful message to support us in this. So we have projecting. Rather than reacting and projecting my emotions onto others, I remember no one is to blame. No one is responsible for the emotions that I feel. When someone says or does something that brings up strong emotions within me, I have a choice in how I respond. So this is really important, especially if you haven't really been addressing your emotions in this change. So no matter, even if it's just like a different career path, if it's truly moving homes, just getting your own apartment or anything like that, it is still an emotional change, and we still have to address it within ourselves. And so sometimes that comes through projecting. So just again, check in with your emotions. Take a second to be like, why am I feeling this way? Like, is it because of something they said? And also, this could mean I'm hearing to prevent resentment. Like, if you are choosing to stay behind and do something or live somewhere that no longer suits you, you may be resenting the reason why that's happening. And if that's the person, then I mean, those no one needs those emotions. So maybe just take a step back and realize and have an honest conversation. Say, I need this for me. Just understand that you can only control your own emotions. Okay, that was kind of a lot. I'll get off my soapbox for that one. Trying to show you all of them. I know it's hard. But with that, here's our positive affirmation. Be proud of yourself today and always. Okay. Just for the people in the back, be proud of yourself today and always. So I'm definitely hearing with don't let your past hold you back. Like I feel like you've had someone in your past who is in your head who kind of holds you back and kind of says like, oh, well, that's not for you. That's not for people like us. We're not of that higher caliber. And this is spirit saying like, you don't necessarily agree with that, and that's okay. You are able to achieve greater things, and that's okay. You may just have to leave your current comfort zone to do that, but just because you haven't done anything like this doesn't mean that you can't. And no matter what, be proud of yourself today and always. Okay, and then lastly, especially for this season, it's really great for any season, but I have an act of kindness. So we have leave change in a vending machine or buy someone's order. So this is just a fun little way to share the abundance that you have and just surprise someone. I think a very popular thing is when people are like, let me buy the Starbucks order for the car behind me. And then this is just different ways that you can do this. So definitely have fun with this. And this is just an encouragement, not a command. And with that, we'll go ahead and end this. Thank you for being here, pile 3. And please remember that you are a love and light being, and that you are always supported by spirit, no matter how great of a leap you need to take. And so thank you again. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you here again soon. Bye.